And welcome. So this is just a pre-lab video of the qualitative analysis of group 1 cation lab that we are going to do on Friday, April 9th. So what we are going to do is we are going to do a selective precipitation. So selective precipitation means uh, using the differences in solubilities of the salts, so we can separate the ions in a mixture. So for example, if we have all these ions, let's say in our mixture, if we add 6 molar of hydrochloric acid to these ions in the solution, so what happens is the silver, mercury 1 and lead, they combine with the chloride and precipitate out of the solution as silver chloride, mercury 1 chloride and lead 2 chloride. So as you can see here, so we have separated the silver, mercury 1 and lead from all these, right? And then there will be remaining cations, and then we can selectively again separate those. Okay, so what we are going to do in this lab is we are going to selectively precipitate the silver, mercury and lead, and then we are going to again separate the mercury uh, 1, silver and lead separately. Okay, so we are going to get them separately. So again, remember that group 1 cation does not necessarily mean the cations of group 1 or alkali metals. So what we are saying here in the group 1 cation is we are referring to cations of certain metals which precipitate out of solution if halides like the chloride, bromide or iodide are added. Okay, so in this case the group 1 cations are the silver, lead and mercury 1. So what we are going to do is we are going to first make observation of reactions of the known, and then you will be provided an unknown and you will be testing the unknown to see what ions are present in the known. So and you will be doing like you will be going step by step using following a flow chart. So for example, this is the flow chart we have. So in the beginning we will have like the lead, silver and mercury add in our solution. Okay, so when you are doing the known, you are going to add all three of them and you are going to add 3 molar HCl that will dissolve, that will make sure that all of them precipitate out of the solution and as white solid. And if you were to centrifuge them and just take the solid and add water to it and warm the solution, then the lead chloride PbCl2 actually dissolves when it's hot. Okay, so the Pb2 plus goes into the solution. So as you can see here, when you take your solution and warm it, the Pb2 plus goes into the supernatant. Okay, so the top layer is called a supernatant, it goes into supernatant, and then the solid has AgCl and Ag2Cl2 left over, right? And then so you have, if you were to now decant the supernatant, if you were to remove the supernatant, then you got your Pb2 plus. Okay, and when we have the AgCl and Ag2Cl2, if you make the solution a little bit of a basic, then AgCl is soluble. Okay, so Ag now goes into the supernatant, and then once you have the solution basic, you will remove the top layer of that basic solution and then you are going to add the acid. If you add the acid, the Ag will precipitate back. So that is how you will separate all these ions. Okay, and this will be a simulation lab. So what we are going to show next is we are going to show you how to do the calculation next. Okay, so this is the website that you are going to go, and you are going to uh, take the known sample. So for example, you'll add 1 drop of the silver to a test tube. Okay, and if you click on the bottle, it will help you dispense it. So we'll go and take the mercury, click on the bottle, click on the dropper, and we get another drop of mercury. And then click on the lead, click on the bottle, click on the dropper, you have the So this is now our known solution with all three cations because we have added them, right? Now we are going to add the 3 molar HCl to our known cations. Add it, and you can see the white precipitate. And what you'll do is now you'll centrifuge it. Okay, so it will be put in a centrifuge and it would spin. And then after it spins, so you can see there is a clear liquid layer. So you want to decant that, and then you can put it on the waste basket. And this is the solid we are going to use next. Okay, so you are going to now add water, DI water, to this precipitate, and then you are going to heat it. As you can see, it's heating it. And then if you centrifuge it, then the top layer will have the lead ion in it. Okay, so decant the top layer to the second test tube. And now to confirm that this second test tube has the lead in it, so if we were to add sodium chromate to it, so we should see a yellow precipitate. So if you add here, see yellow precipitate. Yellow precipitate confirms that there is a lead in it. Lead is there. Okay. So now we can dispose this second one, we can discard it because we have confirmed that there is lead there, right? Now to the precipitate that has now silver and mercury, so let's go ahead and add the ammonia. So if we add the ammonia and make the solution basic, so you will see that the solution is brown. Okay, so as you can see, now to make sure that you have added enough ammonia, so click on the glass rod and touch the paper. Okay, so basic will turn the red litmus blue. As you can see here, red is blue, so that is pretty much basic. So you are going to now centrifuge it, and then you are going to remove. So once it's centrifuge, since this is basic, the silver has moved to the top layer. Okay, so we will centrifuge, and then we will decant the top layer to a second test tube. Now to confirm that this second test tube has the silver, so what we'll do is we will add the nitric acid. Let's add nitric acid, and then it should turn white, and make sure that your solution is acidic. So click on the, and then it should make the blue litmus red. As you can see here, blue litmus was red, so this is pretty acidic. That's good. And we have confirmed that this is the second test tube is silver, the first one is mercury. And to confirm even further, so if you were to add the sodium chromate to the mercury test tube, the first test tube, it should give you a orange precipitate. Okay, to confirm the silver, if you were to add sodium chromate to the second test tube, it should give you a red precipitate. So so that is for your known. Okay, now discard all, and then we will do a trial unknown. So trial unknown, we are going to do the same thing. So put the drop of trial unknown, get HCl, add HCl. It's, you can see this is white, centrifuge it, discard the, decant the top layer, put it in the waste basket, and then you are going to add hot water to it, distilled water, and heat it. So heat, and you are going to centrifuge it. You are going to remove the top layer to the second test tube, and then you are going to add the sodium chromate. So if this was the lead, you would see the sodium chromate uh, giving you a yellow precipitate. Okay, so yellow, so this confirms that there is the lead in it, right? So you can discard the second test tube, and now you can go ahead and make the solution basic. The first test tube, you can make it basic. Okay, so we can see the brown precipitate. That means this should be also have the mercury in it. And then you can check it should make the red litmus blue. Okay, red is blue, that's good. And then you will centrifuge your test tube now. Centrifuge it. So you will decant your solution to the next test tube. And then we want to make sure that our second test tube, we want to check whether it has silver or not. So we would add nitric acid to it. Adding nitric acid and making it acidic will tell us. Okay, so we have added nitric acid, but it is not white, right? It is not white. And let's see. Yeah, so blue litmus is red, so it is pretty acidic. It did not form white, so that means it has absence of silver. And to confirm the mercury further, if you take the sodium chromate and if you add it to the first test tube, you should see orange precipitate. Okay, so that's good. And then so that pretty much confirms our that our trial unknown has, it definitely has the lead and it definitely has the mercury. It does not have the silver. So now if you go and click check unknown, so you can say my experiment told me I didn't have any silver. I had the mercury, I had the lead, and you can say check answer, and you can see this is the confirmed result. So your answer is correct. Now what you are going to do next is, so you are going to take the assign unknown, and assign unknown, it will give you a number. So you want to write that number for me. So I'm going to check. I have the key to the assign unknown, and I'm going to check your answer to the key. So you will write 621 is the assign unknown in this case. 621, 621, 621. Okay, and then you're going to discard all. Okay, and then start it again with the assign unknown. So add a drop. You are going to add HCl to it. It should be white. You are going to centrifuge it. You are going to take the top layer and put it in the waste. Add water to it next. And then you are going to heat it up. Centrifuge it and collect and decant the top layer into the second test tube. Okay, so now if our assigned unknown has lead, if we add the sodium chromate, we should see a yellow precipitate. Okay, so we see the yellow precipitate. So this one definitely has lead, so this is confirmed, right? So you can discard that second test tube. And let's see if we have silver and mercury as well. So we are going to make it more basic. So if we make it basic, okay, so we have made it basic. So let's check whether the red litmus is blue or not. Red is blue, so that is pretty much basic. So this also confirms that there is mercury. So we'll centrifuge, and then we are going to take the top layer, and then decant the top layer into the second test tube. Okay, and then we are going to make the second test tube acidic. So if we add nitrogen